Today I will tell you one of my grandfather's stories entitled Graveyard Whispers. In the sleepy town of Ravensbrook, the cemetery sprawled over the hills like a dark secret. Cloaked in mist and shadows, it was a place few dared to visit after dusk. Legends spoke of restless spirits and malevolent forces that wandered the graveyard's paths, and townsfolk passed down chilling tales of those who had vanished amidst the tombstones. One autumn, a group of paranormal investigators arrived in Ravensbrook, led by Ethan Blackwood, a skeptic determined to debunk the local myths. His team included Sarah, a sensitive with a gift for detecting spirits, Mark, a tech expert with an array of ghost hunting equipment, and Jenna, a historian intrigued by the cemetery's past. On their first night in the cemetery, the team set up their equipment near an old, ivy-covered mausoleum. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. As the moon cast an eerie glow over the tombstones, Sarah shivered, sensing an ominous presence. Their investigation began uneventfully, with Mark recording temperature fluctuations and strange EMF readings. However, as the night deepened, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. Whispers echoed through the cemetery, seeming to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Shadows flitted among the gravestones, moving with a sinister intent. Drawn by an inexplicable urge, Ethan found himself wandering deeper into the cemetery, towards an ancient, weather-worn grave marked with cryptic symbols. As he knelt to examine the markings, a cold wind swept through, carrying with it a faint, mournful wail. The ground beneath him trembled, and a chilling voice whispered his name. Back at the mausoleum, Sarah's sensitive abilities went into overdrive. She sensed countless spirits, their emotions a chaotic maelstrom of anger, sorrow, and despair. One spirit, more powerful and malevolent than the others, stood out, a long-dead gravekeeper named Silas who had dabbled in dark rituals to bind spirits to the cemetery, condemning them to eternal torment. Suddenly, Mark's equipment went haywire. Cameras captured ghostly apparitions, translucent figures in tattered clothing, their faces twisted in agony. The team watched in horror as one of the apparitions, a woman with hollow eyes, pointed towards the grave where Ethan knelt, her expression a mix of warning and sorrow. Ethan, oblivious to the danger, continued his investigation. He discovered an old, leather-bound book hidden beneath the grave's headstone. The book detailed Silas's rituals and contained a spell to release the trapped spirits. Just as he grasped the book, the ground erupted, and skeletal hands clawed their way to the surface, reaching for him. Sarah, guided by the spirits, rushed to Ethan's aid. She began to recite the release spell from the book, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her. As she chanted, the restless spirits gathered around, their forms glowing faintly. The malevolent presence of Silas, now a shadowy wraith, loomed over them, attempting to silence her. With each word Sarah spoke, the spirits grew brighter, their anguish giving way to hope. In a final, desperate surge, Silas lunged at Sarah, but Ethan intervened, using the book to fend off the wraith. The cemetery resonated with a deafening scream as Silas was pulled into the earth, his hold over the spirits broken. The spirits, now free, ascended into the night sky, their forms dissolving into the stars. The cemetery fell silent, the oppressive atmosphere lifting. Dawn broke, casting a soft, golden light over the gravestones. The team, exhausted but victorious, made their way back to town, forever changed by their encounter. Years later, Ethan wrote a book about the experience, sharing the truth of Ravensbrook Cemetery. The once feared graveyard became a place of remembrance and peace, its dark past transformed by the light of understanding. Yet, as Ethan open-minded readers, some secrets are best left undisturbed, for not all spirits seek the solace of the stars.